Hello and welcome to this first look map tour of the eagerly awaited Welker Farms map for FS19. So we're down at the shop at the moment on here. I know this is a 17 convert as well. It's been remade for 19. Let's have a look at what we've got down here. So we've got an interesting character in there. We've got some very dated looking machinery here. Now, there's nothing wrong with using props on the map, but these just look completely dated, in my opinion. No need to be here, really. I wouldn't really expect to see too much of this on a Giants map, or Mod Hub release map in 19. So nice to have some machinery dotted about, but yeah, the textures let all them down as far as I'm concerned. So we're gonna have a little drive around and see what we can find. So we know this is a big map with some extremely large fields on it, and based on the Welker Farms, obviously. Welker Farms map in real life. So let's see what we can find. I get off and open the gate. All that extra energy you got to use up. So we've got a lot of people walking about down this way. So opposite us here we do have one of our sell points. I haven't looked around this map at all since coming on here. That is some weird gate opening noise. Never heard gates make a banging noise when you open them before. Quite sure what's going on with them. Got a bush cutting through the wall there. There's space down here. And okay, have a decorative forklift down there, but don't dump it in the middle of the yard. So it's all my opinion, of course. We've got a nice tall building here to tip into. A few more planted vehicles about down here. That one's actually floating on one side. A scrapyard affair in the corner here. If anyone thought I was going to hit that trailer, you're out of luck this time. Not quite sure where they got the sound from for those gates, but that needs looking at. So that's quite interesting. We've got people just sort of walking in off the edge of the map. Don't know if I dare try that one. It would have been nice to see that more hidden in some way. At least some sort of improvement to how it looks around the edges. So obviously going to be working fields on the edges of this map. There's another sell point down beside the shop there, but we'll leave that one. on painted roads on here. Big void dump, which I know is true to life, but even so, as I say, we could have done something to sort of disguise the edges a little bit, maybe. We'll leave going to the farm until last. So as per real life, there are no animals on this map, yet we have a grass field. So this is new farmer mode. I'll come on here in. Got some tip points here. And an egg sell point. So we know Welker Farms has chickens on it. There's no chickens provided on here, or even a hen house. So that's your egg buy point. And a wool sell point there. So unlike 17, where it's very, very difficult to put animals on a map where they weren't on originally, it's very, very easy in 19, so it's not one to pull a map apart for. We all know what happens if you try and put animals on the 17 map and get it slightly wrong. So it looks like we may have the Forgotten Fruits type textures on here. That canola doesn't look standard game. So we have our animal dealers up here. And I has to guess, well, that looks like a bale sell point, but we'll have a quick wander in. Yeah, that's got to be sorted, that has. No, this is just decoration, not a sell point of any description. So we've just got an animal dealers up the back here. And no sell point or anything of any description, just decorative building. So at the edge of the map again. I'm not going to try driving off it yet. There's every chance I will try at some point, see if we have got a physical boundary there. We'll just actually head between those two fields there. So you can see some buildings in the distance. Expecting to launch on that, but no collision on them. See, big open map here. So I was actually has to guess that the canola textures are from my folder. Seeing these soybeans, because I changed the textures on my game. Grass certainly is from mine. Those who watch my channel know what happened when I didn't quite get the soybean textures right the other night. So we've got ourselves a large, almost placeable area here where we could put pens down if required. Where did that shadow just come from? What was down there? Is anything floating about up there? Suspicious of shadows on the ground after a couple of maps I've looked at. Things floating above you. So we're going to carry on with our little cross-country run here. So all these areas can be bought. Obviously we've got a bit of woodland up here as well. It has to guess that's next to the sawmill. Have some water up here. So a big sawmill up here. There's 1 point for wood chip, 1 point for logs. Water flowing through it. And again this map boundary. Let's head over to one of the yards here and take a look around that one. So being new farmer, we've got all our starting equipment on here. Slightly off course as we're having a look around as we go. A bit of wind noise there. At least I presume that's what it is. We've got grain silos there. Machinery wise, we've started with some big bits. So we've got a lot of old machinery clutter lying around again. Again, the dodgy textured stuff. We've also got 2 Massey Activa combines, Lincoln cultivator and Besson plough. Some big equipment here. We have an old 72 series Magnum on duals at the back, a chaser bin, sprayer and KRM spreader. We also have fill points here for fertilizer and fertilizer. Okay. I hazard guess we've got other fill points up here as well. So let's have a little wander. So we do know in 17 we had fill points at various places. I'm going to hazard guess we've got one somewhere around this area we're in as well. These could be a fill point for various items, be it seed or liquid fert or herbicide. There's no zone markers on the ground I could see there. So we need to find our way back towards the other buildings on here in the main farmyard. Some big wide fields. We could take a shortcut across the middle of this grass field. A random car parked on the side there. So we've got the main yard over here. With one of those newfangled hover car things sitting outside the garage. So we've got to turn the hover car off. And another hover car they've got to turn off. Not something you expect to find on a map that's been through Giants testing. We know they now put the onus on map testing on the map maker themselves, and they only really check for errors and compatibility issues. What I can make out. So let's have a wander around up here. We've got opening barns here, but I'm not quite sure what we expect to be able to fit in them. About big enough for a truck, and that's it. Well, let's give an idea of size of them. You're going to struggle to get a very big machine in there. Got grass growing through the floor in the middle of it. Light switches in the wall there. So the doors all seem to work. See daylight beneath the walls there. Up through the corner of the building. Got more grass growing through a building here. Now I know I'm using a modded grass texture, but even so, we don't expect to find it in the buildings to this degree. We just walk into this one. More grass in here. And a tree cutting through the corner of the building. It can be very difficult to walk through the doors on there for some reason. Not sure why. But I can sort it. So we've got two more of our tractors over here. So we've got a Puma 240 with a loader on dills and a Quadtrac 620. Got a little skid steer here as well. Got another building here with... that doesn't quite look right on the wall there. Not sure what that is meant to be. Let's open both doors so I don't get wedged in the doorway. If I get wedged in doorways I need to lose weight or height, one or the other. So we've got a light switch. Well, not sure if that is meant to be a light switch or not. I can't see lights in here. It's a decorative one. But it looks like it's been positioned too close to the wall and the switch has come through the other side. It's interesting. So it seems we've got a few issues on here with floating things and mispositioned items. Well, that's even better. We got a cable terminate in the middle of nowhere there. So I'm presuming these are meant to be pump houses of some description for irrigation. But they seem to be that they might be a bit short of electrical power at the moment, as we've got one on also hovering electrical connectors. Must use Jedi Force to connect to the pump houses. So someone's put a lot of time into this map, but there seems to be quite a few problems with it, with hovering bits, misconnected bits, Texture's slightly out of place. We also got a lower end trailer over here. Another farm silo here. So let's take a look at the full picture here. So we're on New Farmer. So all we actually own with New Farmer is that. We don't actually even own a field on New Farmer mode. We own a yard and silos. So I'm not quite sure what the point of that is, because you'd think we would own a field as well when you come in as New Farmer. It's normally customary to have a field with a farm that you can actually do something with. Well, there's absolutely nothing there. The land prices themselves say we want to buy this field around our farm. We need 910,000. 349,000 for one of the smaller ones. 223,000. The land prices are ridiculous money to want to start on New Farmer. The chance of you being able to do contracts on here to get to that value quickly is slim. So this is on normal economy mode. Okay, 40,000 for some fertilising, 84,000 for some fertilising. Okay, not too bad. We could earn money to do fields, but that's the way you'll be able to do it, a New Farmer. You haven't got your own field to start with, which just doesn't seem right to me. If we just make a tweak in the economy settings, I believe that may affect them at some point. Don't know if it just affects the crop prices. We shall see. So sell points. We've got 200,000 litres of storage. Well, with fields the size they are on here, that ain't big enough. If you own more than 2 big fields, you're going to fill your storage up. So you're going to have to put some more in. But I have heard or read somewhere that there may be a typo in the XML files with that one, where it's supposed to say a million litres per storage vessel and not 100,000 litres. There's been a zero missed off. Oats are completely missing from all the sell points. It's a good luck if you're growing oats, and we got 10,675 litres. We can't actually sell them anywhere. Got 2 wool sell points, 2 sugarcane ones, 1 egg. I'll say 2 cotton sell points, 1 wool sell point, 1 milk, wood chips, nowhere to sell slow manure because there's no BGA on here either. So that would have been a nice thing to put on here, because obviously it's a way of earning money, so there's no BGA, you'd have to find a placeable one to put on here. Got lots of machinery, but no fields of our own to use it on. So I'm not sure if that altered the contract prices in there, but probably not by the looks of it. Machinery wise, yeah, we've got the 240, the 7250 and the 620 quad track, the Lizard Warrior, 2 Activas, the skid steer, trailer, grain cart, 2 headers, plough, cultivator, sprayer, spreader, loader, bucket, pallet forks, 2 grain silos that hold 100,000 litres. Well, you look at the size of those grain silo units, they should hold more than that. We've got all our sheds in here. We've got some tanks there, but not quite sure what they're supposed to be for. There's nothing showing up down the bottom here with them. Have we got any actual placeables in here. So we've got the farmhouse there, which obviously we only have one per map on. There's no special animal pens in there. Got a water station there. Water tanks. Well, diesel tank, sorry. Fertilizer silos, where we can get both from. Seed silos, there's seed silos up there at the farm there. Seed, lime and herbicide out of those bins up that farm. So you have got those few there. So I imagine we may be able to place more than that. More than one of them, but we've got no water point placed down at the moment. And we've got our decorative items. So we've got decorative tanks and things here. Decorative houses, gates. What can be put in? Okay. So we can see 100,000 litres in all them. Yeah, I think they told more than that. So I would say 100,000 litres of soil would have been nearer the mark. So that's the Welker Farms map. To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed with what we've been finding on here. You've got floating mushrooms there. They must be their magic ones. Not a lot of floating mushrooms there. Floating cars in the yard here. What I would have presumed would be a chicken run if we were to use it, which we can't even get into. Floating garden bench there. So I would not be expecting to find this many floating items on a giant mod hub map. I think they've let themselves down with this one, if I'm honest. So there we are, that's the Welker Farms map. It's not a bad map, layout wise, etc. if you want a big wide dump and the American map. We will just try one final little trick with it to see what's going on, and that is to test the map boundary. So I'm always suspicious when you end up with one with no border on it. We have got these big fields, but nothing wrong with the big fields on here if you want this sort of map. I would have liked to seen some sort of border on here myself, just hiding this on the outside. So we actually have got a solid boundary there, so we can't drive into it, but that could have been better done as far as I'm concerned. It just looks half finished and almost rushed out to me. So might sound slightly hard on this map, but for the hype it's been getting and how many people looking forward to it, I think it is a bit of a disappointment with some of the faults on here. With just a little bit more time and testing, they could have been sorted, all these floating items and unattached bits. So for now, that's where we're going to leave this map review. I hope you've enjoyed this video. So now I'll say thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Goodbye for now.